Alright, welcome back. Well, we have a problem that we've not had before. That's generally because in previous times, oh, it's coming through the building. In previous times, what we did, what I did, is I always plowed the field, so we didn't have to worry about weeds. But this time, I did not plow the fields. Are they coming or not? Or they get stuck somewhere? Oh, well, we'll see. I did not plow the weeds, so because I did not plow the fields, not the weeds, we need to worry about, yes, weeds, and I completely forgot about it. And I load up the game, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Why are my fields looking so messy? Well, you can answer that question yourself for sure. Why? Full of weeds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this tractor and the other two. I thought I put them on follow me, but for whatever reason they didn't want to follow. And I need to use the hoe in the fields so they can get rid of all the weeds. So I'm going to set them all up. I list 3 hoes, and I'm going to set them all up and let them do the work they need to do. Now I haven't done this since Hoot Belleron, I believe. I haven't used the hose, so it's not something that I've shown on my channel before. So because of that, once I set them all up, I am going to show you a little bit of it. There you are, weeds are gone. Now let's find out why this tractor did not want to follow. Okay, the other one is, so that's fine. It's just the class did not want to follow the Massey Ferguson. Were you too good for the Massey Ferguson? Alright, I'll get them all up, all set up, and I'll see you as we're pulling out the weeds. Alright, so all 3 tractors are going. The JCB is on our largest field, the Case is on this field, and the Massey Ferguson is on the field ahead of us. So we're going to spend a bit of time with all of them. We still haven't sold our rock picker, but we will, no doubt about it. We will. We don't need it. I've switched the rocks off. It's kind of just becoming a bit too repetitive. I'm going to probably switch to the idea of a plow, cultivate, and disc type of thing, so we get to see those a little bit more. So let's go pull out some weeds. Let me know if you prefer this with nothing on the screen. I find it a little bit neater, but I always forget to sort of put it on and off. I'm gonna have to learn to set up a system where I can just do a key, press a key for the HUD to disappear and so on. Yeah, this is something new. Like it too, I've played Farming Simulator for quite a while, and I've never really paid attention to the fact that there is 2 different type of weed pullers. The hoe, which picks up like medium-sized weeds, and just your standard weed pullers. Where are you? How come you disappeared? So you've got this type that pull out the small, and the hoe, which is the hoe which pulls out small and medium. What's sad is that nobody really does the modded versions. None of them do a hoe version, just the small weeds version. I suppose a lot of people remember to pull the weeds out before the first growth, but now with Farming Simulator slipping a month, when you're going from one day to another, it's a month. A lot of the times you plant, you sleep, and boom, you're here. So you don't really get that luxury to have the small weeds anymore. But like I said, this will be the only time that we're going to worry about this, because in the future we are going to sort of look into a system where we plow, we cultivate, and we disc the fields. Not forever type of thing, just for a little while, so that way we get to see all the things, all the tools, I suppose, that we have in action. So there's a Massey Ferguson, seems to be going a bit faster than this guy, but it's an illusion, obviously. I need to get rid of that John Deere weight for the class. It doesn't suit it. So we're going to have to take it into the shop and spray it the same color as the class. I was hoping that we could see the JCB on the other field, but maybe field of view is not that crash hot. Clean the tractor instantly. Boom, done. Alright, I'll do a little bit of a time lapse of this. I'll see you after. Okay, so it's all done. Actually, before I do anything, I better make sure that they've all done. There cannot be any of them that haven't finished. It's just been such a long time since all this that there's no doubt it's finished. I helped my son put some spoiler kits on his. He's got himself a Golf GTI car. It's spec'd for racing and all that nonsense. So I helped him put some skirting, some what would they call them? Spoilers, I assume. Where are they? I got too many. So he's done. Yeah, so weeding is done, and now it's time to go and have a look at our production and make sure that our production is up to date, and then we need to get ready for harvesting again. There's one thing with maps that are a little bit large, or on the large side, is all the driving around that you have to do. I've been kind of not really putting things away as I should have. And everything is all over the place. You know what? While we're here, and before I forget, let's customize the, what color was that? Class, okay. At least this way, it'll end up looking the same. Okay, but you know what? Why am I driving them all the way there? I don't need to. Oh, come on. I don't need to do that. So anyway, I'll drive the tractors back and I'll see you when we are doing our next job. All right, so we've done our weed picking. Well, I suppose it is weed picking to a degree. So we got rid of our weeds off their fields, and because our seeder doesn't have the capacity to fertilize, or the ability to fertilize, we need to go and fertilize our fields. Okay. So as far as I could tell, this field is 0% fertilized, right? Isn't that funny? I just started the computer not too long ago, and it already needs to save. Come on, kiddo. Yep, so it's not fertilized. It looks like we didn't roll that bit again. Anyway, I don't know how that happened, but it did happen, so what can we do? Yeah, so it looks like some of our fields, like the field with the bits over there, it's only 80% fertilized. I don't know how that happens, to be really honest. I didn't think that you could fertilize something at 70 and 80%. I thought it was 50 and 100. But when I walk over it, and I'll show you what I mean. Like when I walk here, it tells me 0% and 50%. But if I go over here, all tires and tracks required. Tires. Why would I require tires and tracks? You see what I mean? 93%, 91%, 100%, 85%, 88%. Now I'm not running precision farming, so I don't know how this happens. Actually, probably. Oh, there you are. This is how this happens. Okay, there you are. Ask a silly question and you get the answer straight away. If you remember, we used what was it, the lime spreader? We used it as a fertilizer spreader in when we planted that. And if you remember, it actually did exactly that. Oh, it didn't fertilize 100%. All right, so I'll time-lapse this a little bit. I honestly thought that in the second part of this video we will take care a little bit more on the production side of things. But I'm starting to notice that with all these massive fields, it's becoming a full-time job just taking care of the fields. So we will have to figure out a way so I have time to do both. So we'll time-lapse this. All right, I downloaded this mod quite a while ago, and I've not yet used it. So is it doing anything? Yes, it is. So I thought I'd lease it. It's costing me $15,000 or $16,000. I can't remember. So I thought I'd lease it and get it over and done with as far as trying this. That sounds bad. Get it over and done with. Actually, use this mod that I've downloaded. It is part of the sprayer technology, and Jacto, and NPK, and then Uniport. So I'm going to try all of this at a later stage. Interior. Yeah. I mean, maybe we're sitting a bit too forward, or maybe that's how you're supposed to sit. I don't know. But I thought, you know what? Let's give this a go. My other worker over there seems to, every time he goes down, he stops. He says it's finished work, so not very reliant. I mean, it's an interesting looking machine. I assume that this is a real life machine, that it's not just a machine made for the game. There again, he stopped. But 50-meter width. So as far as that is concerned, it's very good. As you can see, it is applying the fertilizer, so it's doing a good job in doing that. Whoever fertilized the bottom of my field didn't do a very good job. Surprises me a little bit that they don't, how some of the spreaders or sprayers, or they actually narrow up when you drive them, and then when they work on the field, the tires sort of widen up. I'm surprised that didn't happen with this one. I honestly expected it to happen. So let me know if you've used this mod, and let me know what you think of it. Yeah, Jackdaw Uniport 5030 NPK. I do have a couple of case spreaders as well that I haven't used. I just downloaded, never actually used them. So as we go along, we will obviously, I will lease them out and utilize all of them. So as you've seen in depending on how much of the time lapse, how I edited and how much I cut out of it, I set up this leased machine to fertilize this field. I keep having to, oh look at this, he's crossed onto the beetroot. That's all right. I keep having to set him up. And what's he doing in the beetroot? Is it actually doing it? Yep, see, he does it. Now it becomes perfect. So if you look at it, it gets rid of all those lines, which is fine, not a problem. Let him do that. So he kept stopping. Every time he went up and down and back down, he stopped. So I had to keep going and resetting. So what's going to happen next is we're going to have our sunflower and our corn, but most of all we're going to have our beetroots, 2 fields of beetroots to harvest in the next few episodes. So that's what we're going to be spending quite a bit of time. We do need to get ready. I don't believe I have a corn harvester, even though I remember buying one right at the beginning. But anyway, we may have a corn header somewhere. I don't know if we do or don't, but we definitely need to get a beetroot harvester and a way to do something with those beets. We don't as yet own the land up top where well, that's actually potatoes, so nothing to do with beets anyway, so that doesn't matter. I'll leave this episode here. We accomplished quite a bit in this episode, and we'll see you in the next episode. So have a wonderful day wherever you are around the world. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.